Alright, so today's challenge is kind of just a random thing that I thought of Kino to Toten, but I cannot leave this room. I don't really know what most people call it. To be honest, most rooms on this map have like a known name, but this one, I don't really know. The entire time I've played zombies, pretty much my entire life, I've always just referred to it as Horrible Room because, I mean, the name's pretty self-explanatory. It's not a good place, at least on BO1. On BO3, there's an actual strategy that revolves around, using that room for high rounds, but I've never seen anyone use it on BO1 because there's really no reason to. So I've always just called it Horrible Room. I don't know what most people call it, but that's what I've always called it. So I'll give myself until round 10 to use whatever I want to try and get as many points, whatever guns I can get, and then once I hit round 10, I have to go to that room and I'm not allowed to leave it. My first attempt did not go well at all, with me not even making it to round 10 to actually even start the challenge, but on my next game I decided to not go for the MPL this time and to just try to really maximize points as much as possible because I need guns and perks by round 10 when I start the actual challenge. So this game I decided to go for the M14, and then from M14 just open all the way up to the theater room and then just go straight for the Bowie knife because it's a one hit until round 10, so I figured it would just be perfect to actually get me enough points to get whatever. Preferably, in a perfect world, I would get the ray gun, thunder gun, monkeys, and like jug and quick revive. Obviously, my luck is just not gonna do that. Like, there is no way I'm getting a thunder gun. Spoiler alert, through all the attempts I did, I never got a thunder gun in any of the games. But on my first box hit of my first attempt that I actually got to the box, I got the Commando, which is pretty good, so I figured I would just keep it, and if I didn't get anything better, then I would probably just pack-a-punch it, because I figured I could at least get a one pack-a-punch gun before round 10. I was pretty much, like, not going to be able to get two, because, I mean, there's just no way. I can't get that many points before round 10. And I did not get much better than the Commando, so I just pack-punched it. And my other gun was the HS-10, which I really did not want, but I was kind of like running low on points, and then a nuke, while I was on my double points, did not help at all, which ended round 9 and put me on to round 10 while I was trying to get enough to spin the box a couple more times. But unfortunately that put me to round 10, so I had to go open straight there. I did not kill anything before going there on round 10. And yeah, as you can see, I kind of show I can't go past either of these doors. I'm now stuck in this room with an HS-10 and a Commando. I did get monkeys as well. I didn't show that, but I got monkeys. So I have a Pack-Punch Commando, an HS-10 that is not Pack-Punched, monkeys, and Jug and Quick Revive. So that is my setup for this attempt. And because the Commando is pretty good, I was able to just, like, shoot pretty much anything with barely having to train at all, and it was able to get me through round 10 and 11. Then round 12 ended up being a dog round, which are really helpful because pretty much my only good gun is the Commando, so I'm going to run out of ammo with it pretty fast. The HS-10 isn't horrible, but I mean, it's an HS-10. It's not really that great either. But the best thing about this is this trap right here. So this one, it works like this in BO1 and BO3. You can hit it, run through it, and it doesn't damage you if you can get through it quick enough. And then just sit right here, and you can pretty much just AFK right here as long as it's on, and everything will run straight into it. This thing is the greatest part about this room, and this is like what you do on BO3 for that high round strat. You pretty much just use whatever wall gun is in this room. I don't remember what it is, but there is one on BO3. You use that with Deadwire, and then you just sit in this trap when it's active. And then since I'm on such a low round, this trap will pretty much kill like the entire round. Like after it turned off this round, there was like 5 zombies left. I got through the rest of the round in like 10 seconds. This trap is very, very good and by far the best thing about this room. Nothing else about it is good. Also, something I noticed while doing this is from this barrier behind me, you can actually see into the theater. I have played Kino somewhat consistently for like over 10 years now, and I had never noticed that before, so that's just some random thing I saw in this room while playing this. And while rounds with the trap were pretty much very easy because the trap would get me through almost the entire round, rounds where I didn't were pretty intense because this area is obviously not great for training, especially when my only guns are a Pack-Punch Commando, which is good, and an HS-10, which kind of sucks. It's pretty scary, but on rounds when I did have the trap, it was pretty much just a free round because I could literally just AFK behind the trap, and it would end just about 90% of the round. On round 16, I didn't have the trap, but I got some really good power-up luck with me getting an insta-kill, and then just a little bit after getting that insta-kill, I got a nuke while killing all the zombies, so that got me through pretty much all of round 16 very, very quickly without having to take many risks at all. Then round 17, I just had a dog round, so I mean, that's pretty much just a free round, just a free max ammo. And honestly, I wasn't getting that low on ammo because I was using the trap. And then at 18, I once again just used the trap and AFK'd for the majority of the round. And then at the end of 18, I decided to just hold the last zombie for like, I don't know, 20 to 30 seconds, just so I knew I had the trap ready for round 19, because I didn't want to die on 19, one off of 20. And so I did that, and then I had the trap for 19. I actually turned it on a little too late, and there were a bunch of zombies already spawning in, but it still worked out fine. And then it ended, and I actually still had a little bit of zombies left, but not too many. So I finished off round 19 to go on round 20, where I will now not have the trap. And so me being on round 20 with only one good gun in an area that I can barely train in, you can probably predict what happened. I end up going down pretty fast into the round, and now that I've taken that down, I will have no perks because I'm not allowed to leave this room and go rebuy Jug or Quick Revive. So you can also probably guess what happened right after. No, I actually got out of that. I don't know how they didn't hit me twice there and kill me, but I actually managed to get out of that and start training again, and then got double swiped trying to make a cutback right there. So now on to attempt number 3. I'm just going to start this one off as when I started box hitting, because the beginning of the game is pretty much the exact same thing. Go from M14 to Bowie Knife, and then get Jug, and then just start hitting the box. The box hits did not start well this game, with me getting a China Lake, being probably the worst gun on this game. I can't think of anything that would be worse, but like, yeah, great start. And then it redeemed it by giving me a commando, the exact same thing I had last game. And just like last game, I was just going to keep it if I didn't get anything better, once again, because I mean, the commando is one of the better guns in this game. And then the G11. Also, if you've noticed something with my ADS where it doesn't zoom in at all, that's just how I have my FOV on Steam. I could fix it, but I don't really care enough to do so. So even with a scope on the G11, it doesn't actually zoom in at all, so it looks really weird. So that's just the explanation for the ADS, if anyone has noticed it, which you probably have. Just a little bit later, I ended up settling with the Commando and the Galil just because I wasn't getting anything better. I was really hoping to move the box so that I could get fire sales and be able to hit the box while actually playing up there, but I wasn't able to move it, and was really hoping to get enough for Pack-a-Punch on round 9 from knifing. But I only ended up with 4,400, so I was 600 off pack, and I needed money to open that door. So I was just going to go get Speed Cola and Claymores, but if I got Claymores, I wouldn't have enough to open the door to actually get to the room. So I had to settle for just Speed Cola. So I have 2 unpack-punched ARs this time, but at least I have Speed Cola, so maybe things will work out better. And things indeed did not work out better, with me getting red screen on round 12 and it looking like I was going to die, somehow jumping through all of that, but then pretty much instantly just getting trapped in this corner and going down. So my first down on round 12, leaving me with no perks to go on to the game. But I had the trap for round 13, so I was able to get through that round pretty easily because, I mean, again, the trap is just really, really good in this room. So I was able to just hold the zombie at the end of 13 until I knew the trap was going to be ready for 14, repeat that, and just use the trap on 14, and, like, maybe I could get to 20 again. Unfortunately, I ended round 14 too quick and went on to 15 with no trap. Somehow made it through that alive. I don't know how, but then wasn't able to repeat that the next time I had to run through that area, dying on 15. I should have just gotten at least one pack-punch gun, because running through there with 2 guns that aren't the greatest, even like as far as the late teens, is just trash. Starting attempt 4 at the point where I started hitting the box again, where my first hit is the Spaz, which, it's not a horrible gun, but it has like no ammo, and considering I'm going to be running around that room probably spamming, it's not good. However, my second box hit, finally, my first wonder weapon after all of my attempts, the ray gun. It's not a thunder gun, but it's the next best thing, and I was so happy to finally get it. And I knew I wouldn't have to try that hard for Pack-a-Punch this time because, I mean, I didn't really need to Pack-a-Punch the ray gun because it's already super good anyway. And since I knew I wouldn't have to do with Pack-a-Punch, I immediately just went and got Speed Cola and then also Claymores because those are super helpful as well to just place around the room in spots that I could get trapped. And then after that, I hit the box again and got the RPK. And then literally next round, I hit the box just one last time and got Monkeys. So now I have probably one of the best bullet guns in BO1, the ray gun, Monkeys, Speed Cola, Claymores, Jug, Quick Revive. I have pretty much a goated setup for this, so if I don't get past round 20 this time, then I'm just bad at the game. I spent around 11 and 12 pretty much just standing here at the doorway, just either spraying my RPK or just spamming ray gun if they would actually get to me. And then at like the start of round 13, I just used the trap for the first time because, I mean, points aren't an issue in this at all because, I mean, they're just not. I'm only using a trap once per round at most, so I figured it wouldn't hurt at all to just use a trap, and it might actually just be faster to use it rather than just kind of having to train a little bit with the ray gun. Round 15 ended up being a dog round, which once again pretty much is a free max ammo, but the real reason I'm showing this is to show you how many claymores I was stacking up through these rounds, because on the dog round the max ammo gives you more of them and then you'll get more at the start of the next round, so you can really just start placing them everywhere. And so I pretty much did that. I just started placing them in pretty much every corner of this room in any spot that I had gotten trapped. So pretty much this room was like death proof. There was claymores in literally every spot that I could possibly get trapped. On round 17, even when the trap was ready, I didn't actually have to use it every round just because, I mean, I had the ray gun and monkeys, so when it wasn't ready, I wasn't too worried. In some rounds, I didn't even really need to use it, but on this round, zombies unfortunately blew up some of my claymores due to me running over here while having a max ammo. That always annoys me. When I'm stacking claymores and a zombie runs into them somehow, it annoys me so much because those things genuinely can save you a lot of the time, especially on BO1, because you can stack like infinite amounts of them pretty much. So anytime I have claymores on any map, I will just stack them the entire game. Round 19, I had the trap, so the round was pretty much free. I just AFK'd for the majority of it, and I think it left like maybe 10 zombies at the end. So I just saved one zombie, rebuilt the 2 barriers in here so that I would have time to pull the trap in the next round, but it ended up being a dog round. So my PB round of the challenge so far was a dog round, so I got through that pretty easily onto a new PB. Who would have thought I can get farther with a ray gun and RPK than I could with a commando and an HS-10? And now that I was past round 20, I decided that pretty much for every round, once the trap had ended and I had gotten through like the last, I don't know, horde of the like round or however many zombies it was, I was just going to hold the last one for like 20 to 30 seconds just to ensure that I would have the trap on the next round, because I felt like at this point, if I went on to a new round without having the trap, there's a good chance I'll die, just because I'd have to spam the ray gun a lot. This area really isn't that good for training, and I didn't want to have to just use all my monkeys, so I felt like it would just be smarter to hold the zombie for like 20 to 30 seconds so I knew I would have the trap ready, because I really wanted to make it to round 30, because the start of this, I did not think I was going to get to 30 because I was not getting good box luck, and also when I was first starting this, I hadn't really known how good this trap really was because I'd never go in this room, like, ever. I guess I'll show you what I would do once the trap would actually turn off. There usually wasn't many zombies left because I'm only on round 23. If I was in like a later round, then yeah, this would be absolutely horrifying when the thing was off. But because I would kind of know that there weren't many left and I could just kind of spam ammo, I wouldn't try and get a full horde together, obviously. I would just kind of spray the ray gun at like whatever group was in front of me and just do that until there was not that many left. And when there wasn't many left, I would usually just kill them with the RPK to kind of save ray gun ammo and get more points. And then I would hold the last one for a couple seconds, not like a couple seconds, but like no more than like 20 to 30 seconds, just so I knew the trap was ready next round and I wasn't just going to have to do a full round without it. On round 25, once the trap had run out, I got kind of into a bad situation where I turned around to shoot the zombies and then one was right behind me, so I wasn't really able to shoot them much, and then I got stuck in this corner and my claymores absolutely saved me. If those were not there, I 100% would have gone down and then probably died because there was a decent bit of zombies left. And then I had this happen. The game completely froze. Luckily, it unfroze and then just a little bit later completely froze again. I think it had something to do with the amount of claymores I had on the map, all like blowing up like that, and I was actually terrified that the game had completely crashed, but it ended up fine. I don't know why it did that, but it literally just like completely froze for a couple seconds. It scared the life out of me. I thought my game had completely crashed after I finally got a really good game of this challenge going, so it scared me, but it ended up fine. Then on round 26, after the trap had ended, I got an insta-kill from some of the zombies I killed and just started going insane, trying to kill them as fast as possible, and then accidentally killed the last zombie of the round, not realizing it was the last zombie, and you can kind of see me pause for a second there and realized I just messed up horribly because now I'm going on to this next round and I won't have the trap ready. So I just started panic building the barrier as much as possible. Luckily for me though, I had monkeys and was able to throw one just a little bit into the round after trying to hold down those barriers, and the trap came on just in time, so I was able to just throw that monkey and then just turn the trap on, run over here, and be somewhat safe because that was scary. Not having a trap at this late of a round is probably death. As it turns out though, even with the trap this round, it still could have gone very wrong because I ran straight into a horde literally like 10 seconds after the trap had gone off and just got stuck and took my first down. But once I got up, I was actually able to throw the monkey in time without dying, and from that monkey, I was able to kill pretty much the majority of the round and get it down to like 5 zombies, and then was going to try and get it down to the last zombie to hold it, so I knew I would have the trap next round. But 2 of the zombies cut me off and killed me. So I died to like the last 5 zombies of round 27, and 3 rounds off 30, but more or less just 2 rounds because there were literally 5 zombies left. That is just pain. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and honestly, do this challenge because it was kind of fun, but it relies heavily on box luck.